Hey, what is up, people? It is your boy Johnny, and today's video we're going to be 3D printing the front man's mask from Squid Games, or the leader. Basically, I like the way it came out because I printed it out with black PLA filament, which is recommended when you print this one out, simply because why would you want to waste your time with the white PLA or any other type of PLA that you have to spray it. And I gotta say, it came out pretty accurate to what it looks like in the show. I really like the way it came out. Like, the design was just pretty good. The model was really good too. So I actually got the model at Thingiverse. I believe somebody by the Kim Goonie made this model on there and uploaded it, and he did a really good job on making this model. I mean, it looks really fantastic. I think it went through 3 revisions and it came out pretty good. So yeah, I printed it out with black filament on my 3D printer, and just a few things that we'll go over now. I'll show you guys where you can actually get the model. So if you want to get it, you're going to want to go to the link that I'm going to have in the description so you can get the model. And as you guys can see, he has his recommendations, like the scaling and the height that it might fit. I do recommend, if you have a bigger head like me, to definitely make sure that you print it a little bit bigger or scale it a little bit more, maybe like 110 or 120% depending on the size of your head. I did the same mistake again as I did as my previous mask, and I didn't scale it. It is going to need supports. However, I do not recommend you use the support file that he uses, but I mean, it's all up to your personal preference. But I do recommend that you use a different type of support on your software or your slicer. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that he does include the little meshes. So I'm going to zoom in on the camera right there. These are the little meshes that basically go on the eyes. You can either have the option to put these, but it will definitely make your vision a little bit harder to see through. But you can glue it on there or to keep it more original to the show. But I probably wouldn't recommend it much if you're trying to see through it, but you can still put it on there, and we'll put it at the end. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the files. As you guys can see, he has the files here. We can go ahead and go to his files, and he already made a revision 4. So actually now there's a revision 4, so I downloaded the revision 3, but now he made a revision to it. So that's one of the things that you want to be looking out for. He made a revision to it. I think he probably made it bigger because on the previous model that I printed, it was kind of small. So as you guys can see, you can see the model right here. This is my software from Flash Forge Print because I have a 3D printer that has that. As you guys can see, the model, it looks pretty cool. He did make some revisions though, which I don't know exactly what is different. Maybe more details on the mask. But other than that, it still looks pretty dope. And now we're going to go ahead and rotate it. Let's see if I can rotate it the way I want it. The reason why you should definitely have it rotated, yeah, I definitely recommend you have it in this position a little bit more, standing up a little bit more, and we're gonna make our Y a little bit bigger. Right, that would be perfect right there. If you want to print it like that, make sure it's standing up. You can. So this would be a perfect way to print it. I think that's how I would print it, and that's pretty much all you have to do in your slicer software. Depending on your slicer software, just rotate it, and it'll look pretty decent. So that looks pretty dope. Now you're gonna definitely want to go ahead and add supports to it. I use the software on my program that uses auto supports. It takes a little bit for it to load, but it definitely adds the auto supports. Alright, there you go. So as you guys can see, my software literally supported it in this way, which is not bad at all. I mean, it supported a little different, but this will definitely work on your 3D printer. These supports will make it not print out bad. So definitely recommend that you add those supports to it, because they're gonna keep the mask up. You can use this file as well, but it didn't work for me because something on the base, you had to do a lot of tinkering with it. So I just rather add support by myself. I do recommend that you add your own supports simply because it's not that his file is bad. It's just that you could have some errors, or you probably didn't level it onto the bed, and then the 3D print comes out bad. So I added my own supports. I'm glad that he added that on the file. And you're gonna want to go ahead and start slicing it. So let's go ahead and slice it. So depending on your settings, this is personal preference. I usually put 50 degrees, or actually 60 degrees. 210 is fine. 205 for PLA, or 200 is fine. It will work fine. I recommend the infill 15%. Some people have recommended 20%. It's personally up to your preference. I did it on 50% and it came out good, but some people recommended 20%. I know that the creator of this recommended 20% infill, so if you want to go ahead and do 20%, that's fine, but I did 15%. Supports we added. Now, should you enable rafts? Not really, if you don't really need it, but I always add rafts onto my 3D prints just so I can make sure it comes out well. And I always take them off at the end. Not needed though. If you're a professional or expert, you don't need the raft. But if you're a beginner, I do recommend it for the most part. Alright, so those are it. And we're gonna show you the next model that you're gonna want to go ahead and download. This is for the eye things, the meshes. So I don't know, it's up to your personal preference. The eye grill, they call it the eye grill. I don't know why I'm calling it meshes. Basically, you don't need supports for this. You can print it. I don't recommend you print it out with a raft though. Don't print it out with a raft. If you're gonna print it out, don't print it out with a raft when you slice it, because it's kind of hard to print it, take it out of the rafts. So I printed it out without a raft because I was able to get a more cleaner squares and not have any issues. So next part of the video, we're gonna show you the process. So the final product was pretty decent. As you guys can see, you probably saw this in the beginning, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit more details into it. It came out pretty good. Like, I was really impressed with the 3D filament that I used, the black PLA. I mean, the black PLA just does an amazing job, and it gave it really good detail in the area. I know you can still notice the 3D prints in the areas, but man, it came out pretty good. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention about the mask, it does have these little holes on the sides right here, where you can basically go ahead and put a string or something to it on those holes, and you can actually attach it to your face. That way it holds on better, and yeah, it looks really dope. Now, these are the meshes that came out. I showed you guys this in the beginning of the video. They look pretty good. As you guys can see, I have a lot of stringing. It's an issue with my 3D printer, but it might not be an issue with yours, or I'm gonna clean it out later. You can either super glue them, and it will look pretty cool if you do super glue them. I think I'm gonna put tape on them because I don't really want to super glue them. Maybe later, I don't know. I could just 3D print it, but yeah, you get the idea of it. They basically go inside, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So I'm gonna go and next part of the video. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and as you guys can see, it looks pretty dope. I'm gonna put on my hoodie, and man, it just looks really cool. Now, I definitely do recommend you just put super glue on the things, on the eye things, because it's just gonna mess up a lot. So it's gonna keep falling, and I could say the vision does look pretty good through it. I know I need to get something to hang it up, simply because, I mean, yeah, I definitely need to get something to hang it up because this is gonna keep falling out from my face. So yeah, as you guys can see, I definitely need to get some stuff so I can actually wear the mask, and it won't fall off on my face. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section. Another thing that I wanted to mention, if you haven't checked out my other video, basically go ahead and check it out. It's on my channel. It's the employees mask, which have the triangle and the square and the circle, which I make a video on the 3D printing of those. Go ahead and check it out on my channel. But yeah, I definitely like the front man's mask. It looked really amazing when I printed it, and I think anyone should print it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a nice
You